Hi, my name's Isaac. I am the chef here at K-Specific Meal Prep.
Hi, and I'm Devon, the media dietitian for K-Specific Nutrition.
Today we're going to be doing a recipe utilizing kohlrabi, snap peas, some fresh herbs, and making a little yogurt ranch dressing. All of this stuff comes from the farmer's market here in Squirrel Hill in Pittsburgh. It's all very seasonal produce, and we're looking forward to cooking for you guys today.
Yeah, and this is the perfect side dish for your 4th of July barbecue. It's a really fresh, healthy alternative to your standard mayo-based potato salad or macaroni salad, so we're excited to get started.
Yeah, so Devon, if you want to show kind of what kohlrabi looks like, I know a lot of people aren't super familiar with it. It's in the cabbage family, right?
Absolutely. It kind of looks like a turnip, but it's actually in the cabbage family.
Yeah, it's super tasty. It's really good raw, has a nice, fresh, sweet flavor. So you can use it for a lot of different things. And I'm just gonna show you how to sort of cut it up and break it down right now. They look a little unwieldy, but I promise they're not that intimidating. Cut the tops and the bottoms off. Pretty simple. And then you can peel it either with a peeler, like this. You kind of just take it from the top to the bottom, or the way that I like to do it is a little bit easier. I just take the edge of my knife and go around just like that.
Yeah, and some great things to know about kohlrabi is it is a great source of fiber. Fiber keeps you full, it's good for digestion. It also is a good source of vitamin C. Of course, we know vitamin C is important for immune health, but it's also important for wound healing. It is a good source of potassium also, and potassium is important for heart function, kidney function, and lots of other things as well. It's also important in muscle contraction. So all around, kohlrabi, maybe never heard of it before, but it's a really healthy vegetable to incorporate into your diet.
Also, talking about seasonality of it, it's only really available for about 2-3 months. It's really, really great this time of the year. You can store it, some people use it kind of like squash and stuff and have it around for quite a while, but it's the best right now at this time of the year. So there are a couple ways that you can cut it to get it to the size that we're looking for. I think that a mandolin is kind of the best way to do it to keep it as consistent as possible. But if you're a little nervous about using a mandolin, you can do it with a knife just normally. But I'm going to show you on a mandolin today because I think a lot of people have these at their house, and it doesn't have to be this type. You can even get some that have teeth in it that do the cutting action for you entirely. But today we're just going to make little sheaths like this. These are going to be about a 1/16 of an inch thick, pretty thin. And then from here, all we're going to do is do what's called a julienne. Very simple. Just come down the line, make yourself these nice little strips. And then Devon, if you would pass me the bowl with the other stuff in it, a little bit of movie magic here, got a little extra. And then we're gonna basically do the exact same thing with snap peas. We're not gonna do them on the mandolin, but we're gonna cut them in this exact same style,
Yeah, and one thing that Chef Isaac actually taught me was to put a little towel underneath your cutting board, and what that does is it keeps the cutting board from sliding, and it actually makes it a little bit safer for your knife work.
Yeah, never cut without something that is holding it underneath. So, snap peas are pretty simple. You just have to peel the little string off of the outside of them. And these are also really tasty raw. And again, talking about seasonality, these are only around for about 2 months, maybe 3. So get them while you can.
Yeah.
Again, same kind of cutting motion here. We want to kind of go lengthwise as long as we can. Get the pieces sort of a similar size as the kohlrabi. So you have little strips like that.
Yeah, they're almost like little matchstick fries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and some healthy things to know about your snap peas. Just like the kohlrabi, they are a great source of fiber, a great source of vitamin C and potassium. They're also a great source of vitamin K and A. And of course, we know vitamin K is good for blood clotting, and vitamins K and A are also very powerful antioxidants that help rid your body of those free radicals.
So now that we've got our snap peas and our kohlrabi cut and ready to go, we are going to pick a few herbs for the dressing as well. So I really like fresh dill and fresh parsley. It kind of gives you that feeling of ranch dressing without actually like using ranch dressing, and we are in Pittsburgh, so we gotta get ranch dressing in here somewhere. But yeah, one of the two main flavors in ranch dressing is dill and garlic. If you were not aware of that, those are the main flavors.
And I really wish you could smell this right now, because I can just from smelling it is so flavorful, and I'm just so ready to dig in.
And so some people like to cut this super fine. I like to leave it a little bit chunkier so that when you bite into it, you get like a nice mixture of like a really intense flavor, as opposed to like having it spread out really, really finely throughout. So we're just kind of do this Julia Child style and kind of just bunch it up like this and just rough chop it really simply. This is not meant to be fancy restaurant food. This is for your 4th of July barbecue.
Absolutely, and another good reason to incorporate herbs into your diet is they are a great substitution for a little bit of salt. So if you're trying to cut back salt in your diet, maybe you have high blood pressure, incorporating herbs allows you to use a little bit less salt. Of course adds amazing flavor.
Yeah, so, and you're gonna wanna use like a pretty good amount of herbs in this. We'll show you at the end here kind of our ratio.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, and then so Devon, if you could pass me the other bowl. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little dressing. So this is kind of where the real magic of this recipe comes from, is using like a really nice thick Greek yogurt as opposed to like mayo or any of the other like alternatives. It gives you a nice creamy texture. It gives you a good bit of acid with like a quarter of the caloric density?
Oh yeah, it's much lower in calories, it's lower in fat than mayo, and it is a good source of protein.
Yeah, and so we're gonna use about four tablespoons for this. We're gonna do just a tiny bit of mustard.
This is Dijon mustard, right?
Yes, Dijon mustard. About a tablespoon, maybe a little bit less than that. We're gonna put some capers, just whole capers right in there.
I love capers.
A little bit of white wine vinegar. And obviously, we can write recipes for things, but really what it comes down to when you're making a recipe like this is just what you like and your flavor palette. We're gonna do a little bit of olive oil.
And that olive oil helps with that mouthfeel. It improves the flavor without adding all that saturated fat that you would typically see from a mayo.
And then finally, I like to use a little bit of fresh, raw, grated garlic. You don't have to go too crazy with this, because I know you're gonna be walking around at your July 4th party. You don't wanna give anybody dragon breath, but it is a really good touch. And this is kind of, again, talking about ranch dressing, this is the second primary flavor that you're gonna want in there.
Oh yeah. Again, great flavor without having to add all that extra sodium.
So speaking of sodium, we are gonna add a little bit of salt, but we're not gonna go too crazy with it. So a little bit of salt, a little bit of fresh black pepper. We're just gonna give this a nice mix. It is gonna look really thick, and that's kind of what you're going for. When you add salt to the kohlrabi and the snap peas, you're gonna pull a lot of moisture out of there. So if you use a really thick dressing, it'll stay coating for a lot longer, as opposed to like if you're using like a classic coleslaw. When you put salt on cabbage, it immediately just like turns to like mush and like gets super watery. So you're gonna want a nice thick dressing for this.
Yeah. And you couldn't really see that well, but Chef Isaac really didn't even use that much salt. A little bit goes a long way.
Yeah, for sure. And then so this is kind of what we're looking for, is this sort of consistency. So a nice thick dressing. The other cool thing about this too is that this doesn't have to be done the day of your July 4th party. You can do all of the knife work before, you can do all of the sauce work the day before too, and just put it in your refrigerator. But it is important that you dress this like right before you're ready to eat it. You don't want it to like sit in the dressing like some coleslaws. This is kind of more like a fresh salad.
That helps it maintain the crispiness?
Yeah, exactly. So now that we have our vegetables cut, our herbs done, and our dressing finished, we're gonna go just a tiny little bit of salt in here. So you wanna make sure that you're dressing every component. If you add seasoned sauce to unseasoned vegetables, you're gonna get an unseasoned salad. It doesn't really work any other way. So we're gonna give this a nice good mix.
Yeah, so as you can see, this is a really low maintenance meal. It's not gonna take us very long to put together at all. So it's perfect for your busy 4th of July weekend when you've got plans and maybe you're running out the door. This is super quick, easy thing to put together. And like Chef Isaac said, you can do it the night before.
Yeah, exactly. So now that we've got that mixed up, we're gonna take a couple spoonfuls of our dressing here. And again, like we were saying, because this is a nice low calorie yogurt dressing, you can use the amount of dressing that you really want to, as opposed to when you're using ranch dressing, you kind of got to be careful. But yeah, we'll just give this a little mix. And then if you want to pull the plate out, I'm just going to throw this on a plate and show you exactly what it looks like.
And this is just so cold and refreshing, really just like the perfect pairing to go with your hot dogs, your hamburgers, the other kinds of traditional foods you'll see at the 4th of July barbecue.
It's also, you might impress a couple people too if you start using words like kohlrabi and sugar snap peas.
Oh, everyone's going to be asking for the recipe.
People get kind of excited. So that's pretty much it. We're just going to put a little bit of this on the plate. Call it a day.
Gorgeous. All right, and that is our kohlrabi salad. Try this at home, take a picture, tag us on Instagram, Facebook at Case Specific Nutrition, and don't forget to subscribe for more nutrition and food-related content.